It's your daily dose of Donna. Happy Friday. Today is Friday, August 16th. I am so glad it's Friday. It's been one of those mornings where a lot has been happening behind the scenes. I've been in meetings, I've been driving all over LA. Shockingly, I still have kids that are alive somewhere in this house, and I made it to a 6:30 a.m. workout. I am living it up on this Friday. I don't know about you guys. Vicente was just here. He says, "What up to his dosers?" I think he secretly was like hoping that he could get a second viewing on the show, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, we don't want his head to get too big, right? He really enjoyed watching the show though and seeing all your guys' comments. So thank you for the love for Vicente. We have shockingly actually a pretty big show. I, I believe that we have a lot of a little, if you know what I'm talking about. We definitely are going to talk about Real Housewives of OC, and then there's all this other stuff that just keeps popping on up. Small stories that amount to big stories, if you know what I mean. Nothing is small here on Daily Dose of Donna. We're all big people. I don't consider any of us small. We're big, but in like the good big, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I'm a big person. We're good. We're like big hearted, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. It's like, you know what I mean. Let's just leave it at that. We have so much to get into. I say, like, why are we holding back from just getting right into it? Everyone, get comfy. Enjoy your next hour of fun. This is Daily Dose of Donna. So Lance is back. So many of you guys sent DMs and commented on my post for him. It was a homage to my man, just like Serena and Cordell. Although if my man wore what Cordell wore to the Love Island reunion, we talked about it yesterday. Not sure how much longer he would be my man. I can't say it. Could you imagine if I'm going to try to do this today? When Lance comes home from work today, I'm going to film this. I'm going to be like, "Hi, babe. You're my man, my man, my man." He's going to look at me like, huh? What? Who are you again? Lance is back. We watched Deadpool 2 with the kids. It was great. Fun movie. I was very busy actually doing a lot of behind the scenes work. I have so much going on behind the scenes on the show. So it is, there's a lot going on. A lot going on. Some changes. You guys will see. I'm creating some segments for the show. I'm working behind the scenes to move like teams that I'm working with. I am very, very excited to for the new changes. I'm really looking forward to it. Just like Ramona Singer did at the end of season 7 of Roni, I'm going to have a new beginnings party. It's just going to be me and my new beginnings. And Bethany is going to come out of the left field and be like, "You can't have a new beginning. You can't." That's like saying, it's like, you can say it's an old beginning. You can't have a new beginning. That's saying the same thing. Every beginning is new. I'm like, Bethany, calm down. Calm down with your anger towards Ramona Singer. Okay. The singer stinger is just trying to party. This is season 7. It's fantastic. Best season. I'm on season 8 now. It's just not doing it. Bethany's short hair, new apartment. We got Jewel. Is it Jules? Remember Jules? The first episode of season 8 is so wild because Bethany talks about Jules and she's like, she's so skinny. She's so skinny. It's triggering. It's triggering. She's so skinny. She's just like my mom. It's so triggering. I can't handle it. She's so skinny. She's so skinny. I'm like, can you imagine talking about this now in 2024? Like how fast things have changed, right? Like, she's so skinny. I can't believe how skinny she is. She's so skinny. Like, I'm concerned about her. She shouldn't be that skinny. There's skinny and then there's really skinny and she's really skinny. She's so skinny. Oh my God, she's so skinny. I don't think she eats. Like, why is this okay? The fact that that was allowed to be aired on TV, and it's really not that long ago. When do you think season 8 was filmed? Bryn was probably like 4 or 5 at the time. 10 years ago? It's really crazy. Can you imagine being like, she's so fat. She's so fat. I can't believe she's so fat. She's so fat. She's so fat. You can't talk that way. So the skinny thing is crazy. Poor Jules. Also, the amount of times that Jules mentions that she's Jewish. I'm Jewish. You know me. I love a Jewish queen. Shout out to all my Jewish queens. You know I love a Jewish queen. Shabbat shalom, by the way. But it's like crazy. It's like it's her personality. She's essentially like she is Larry David. She's like, I'm Jewish. She's Jerry Seinfeld. Hi, I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew, everyone. I married my Jewish friend from when I was a kid. We're Jewish. It's really crazy. Okay, what streaming service is it on? Jackie's wondering. It's on Peacock. Peacock is the place to be. If you subscribe to any streaming service, and I know I just talked about Hulu and Sister Wives of Mormon Wives, Secret Lives of Mormon. I wish it was the Sister Wives of Mormon Lives. Oh, very exciting. I am connected through another friend who is on another reality TV show. She has a childhood friend who's one of the producers of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. He wants to be on the show. I'm going to get him on the show at some point when he's done shooting. He's shooting McBee Dynasty right now, which a lot of you guys liked season 1. And he said in this text, verbatim, this show, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, is the best show. It's so juicy. He said he's worked on so many of these shows. He said it's so juicy and it's so good. And it's like really like one of the best reality shows he has ever produced, which makes me so excited for it. I'm so happy about it. All right. Shout out Mark Ward. I guess he's absent. Someone go check on him. We needed a wellness check. The show is nothing without Mark Ward. I am nothing without you. Should I sing, you guys? I'm lost without you. Okay. Lots of news stories. Let's call it our new segment. It's going to be called Your Daily Dish. I'm creating a whole opening part to it. We're going to get into it. Here are just some small news stories that I find incredibly exciting and interesting. The first being Jill Zarin's daughter, Ali Shapiro, just got engaged within the last few hours. She is currently on vacation. She is traveling around Italy with her boyfriend, now fiance, with her mom, Jill Zarin, and her dad. Her mom's boyfriend, Gary. So we have Jill Zarin and Gary, okay? And they are traveling. And here is her Instagram story. She got engaged. This rock is bigger than my house. And it probably costs more too. Do we know a lot about the boyfriend? Do we know a lot about what he does? Like, is he a businessman? Is he finance? I don't know. He's definitely not 6'5" because she's a shorty just like us. Look how cute, you guys. For real, this is the craziest ring I've ever seen. It's huge. I mean, it's giving Kimmy. This is 5 minutes. She goes, 5 minutes before I was getting proposed to, it was pouring and I was drinking my spritz completely clueless. And then, she's posting a lot of people, posting all about it. Now, Jill Zarin has posted also about it. So let's watch it together. I'm happy for her. I like Ali Shapiro. I think she's done like really well for herself. She's a businesswoman with her mom. I like her personality. I'm into her. Here we go. Because I am video first. Now, this is interesting. I am speechless, it says. Gary, Ali, and Jordan and I have spent the last week on a celebrity cruise in Europe, and we get off tomorrow. After lunch, Jordan asked Ali to go for a walk on the beach. Mind you, after it poured for 30 minutes. Gary and I are just waiting for the check to come. We hear cheering and clapping, and I started clapping and walk over to see over the railing, and guess who just got engaged? Surprise! Surprise! Mazel tov to my beautiful daughter and her fiance, Jordan Bilfeld. We could not be happier to welcome him and his family to join ours. I am still in shock. We had zero clue. Okay, so I am super, super happy for them. You can't make me hate Jill Zarin. You can't make me hate Jill Zarin, and you can't make me hate Ramona Singer. And I know what you guys are going to say, problematic, annoying, although I like them. Now, curious, do you guys think she was a little offended that she wasn't asked or like told about it before she got engaged? Or do you think she's truly happy? You know, speaking from experience, my Jewish mother, she likes to be involved in everything. She was very involved with the proposal for me. She wasn't very involved, but Lance went to her, talked to her about it, and then she like sent him to the jeweler that she suggested and he listened and stuff. It's very, very cute. Anyway, I think it's very sweet that she did it. That he proposed and the family was there, but the fact that they weren't included feels weird. It does. Now, Andrew says there's another video she seems irritated. I have no idea what that video is. I'll go find it at some point, but I just hope that they are allowed to just live their lives, but knowing Jill Zarin, I don't think that that's gonna be the case. God bless Jordan, the man who has chosen to enter the Zarin family. The Zarin family. Okay, it's so funny. I mean, I just find it all so entertaining. Okay. Oh, Andrew just sent me a video. Let's see if I can pull it up really fast. See what my assistants. You guys are my assistants. You didn't ask to be, but you are. Okay, here we go. Here is Andrew's video that he sent of Jill Zarin.
Video of me going, oh, who's getting married? Because everybody was applauding and clapping, and I'm clapping and I'm running over to see. And who?
I have to do that again because you guys, I totally forgot to share this. So here, hold on. Let's watch it together. Sorry about the tech issues.
To update you, because you just watched a video at Grand Foley of our food for lunch. Like 5 minutes later, Jordan said to Allie, let's walk on the beach. And he asked her to marry him and they got engaged. And I am shocked. And I have video of me going, oh, who's getting married? Because everybody was applauding and clapping, and I'm clapping and I'm running over to see. And who is it? Jordan and Allie with a photographer. I'm like, what? And someone says, who's that? And I go, that's my daughter.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
Anyway, we are thrilled for the couple. Little surprise. Mommy got surprised.
Guys, not a good move. Not a good move on Jordan's part. I don't think it's a good move. As much as I appreciate the fact that he did it on his own, I do believe this is going to be a point of contention for Jill. And I worry, guys, I swear, hand to God, I do believe this is a red flag. And I'll tell you why. I don't think that as a blanket statement, you have to include the mother of your fiance or your girlfriend or whatever in this proposal. I don't think that that's it's not a blanket statement. However, you have to know who you're marrying. And if you are marrying someone like Ali Shapiro, Jill Zarin's daughter, and you know that who Jill is, I mean, how could you not, right? The world knows who Jill is, and you know her personality type, and you know kind of like her needs and her wants and her desires and her need to be included, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You include that woman. Like, you're on vacation with her. She's footing the bill, I'm assuming, for all your meals, et cetera. You include her. It's actually a little bit hurtful now that I think about it. And I think she has no choice but to be really happy for her, because you also don't want to be like, you don't want to make your daughter's engagement about you. But guarantee you, she's called her friends and cried, or she cried to Gary already. Gary, I'm feeling really hurt. I don't know. I think it's a red flag. And it makes me question, what is he going to be like in the future with future issues? Like upcoming holidays, and like who's going to be allowed to do certain things. Just going to say it's not good. Lena says she cried in her Diet Coke with ice, with the pebbles. You always have to remember to keep the Diet Coke in the cold, and always have the ice. Okay, let's move on. I like Jill Zarin. Can't make me hate her. Another little tidbit is Stassi's show. Now, remember, Stassi just got this new Hulu show. Well, we just all found out about the Hulu show, but apparently, according to Stassi, it's been in the works for 2 years. Let's watch her talk about it with Bo on their podcast, Taste of Reality, on Instagram. A great account to follow. Taste of Reality. Put it up.
People understand just how long the process of getting a show made takes, especially when you have one major streamer in mind that you want. And that has always been Hulu. It's always been Hulu. We've been working on this for so long.
How long?
The idea was like almost 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
The sizzle that we filmed was when I was pregnant with Messer, before we even went on tour. Okay. Like, it has been a process. And yesterday was the announcement, and we've just been keeping it a secret and quiet. And like, there have been so many times when I wanted to shout it from the rooftops, but like, to get here, it's like, it's so surreal. I'm like not even processing it.
I know.
Right now. I don't think.
Okay. So that doesn't shock me in any way that they've been in production or pre-production development for 2 years. This is just the way these things work. They take forever. And actually, certain studios even take longer than others. Like, I know Amazon takes forever. Apple takes a really long time. Like, there are certain studios that take a really long time to kind of move things through. But the fact that they had this idea 2 years ago and they filmed the sizzle, I mean, it sounds to me like this is Stassi's passion project. She's been working on it kind of behind the scenes. She's very, very excited. And, she feels she's going to be, it sounds to me, why is my phone on? Do not disturb. Sounds to me like she is very looking forward to this, and she's going to be very involved. And I'm really looking forward to seeing her on it. Andrew says that's why she didn't join the Valley. And I say to that, thank God she didn't join the Valley. You could not ever put Stassi on a show like the Valley. It would be horrible for her career, for her life, for her family. Like, look at the people on the Valley and how their lives are falling apart. Every single one of them. I think Danny and Nia are the only ones right now that seem like to still be held together, but God knows. I mean, let's hope for her. So I really do believe she's excited. She'll never go back to Bravo because, yes, you're right, Maddie. She had lessons learned, and Bravo totally dropped her. So Hulu is giving her a chance. I am so excited to see what she comes up with. I think she's a very smart woman. A rumor is going around about buying Beverly Hills. So buying Beverly Hills was Mauricio's Netflix reality show. And there was an account that it's a podcaster. I don't know the podcasts, and I can't even think about who it is off the top of my head, but my friend sent me a text of a tweet that this person tweeted that said, it's not happening. Buying Beverly Hills season 3 is no longer happening. It's not a thing. So I did my own due diligence, and I sent a text to my connect to Buying Beverly Hills, who had no idea. Said, wow. So I don't believe that the actual talent and cast have been told whether or not there will be a new season of Buying Beverly Hills. I would be shocked as to why there wouldn't be a new season. It's amazing for their career. It's amazing for the agency. And it did very, very well on Netflix. I don't personally understand what would be the negative side of it. Like, why would Netflix wouldn't pick it up and why Mauricio would turn it down. It doesn't really track for me unless Netflix wanted to do something that was totally like an offshoot of what they've already had. But I loved Buying Beverly Hills, and I really hope that it does come back. Andrew says all these streamers are cutting so many shows, and that's actually really true. The industry behind the scenes is really, really bad. Like, it's a bad, bad time in Hollywood, which is weird considering how much content there is on TV at all times. But anyone that works in the entertainment industry will tell you it's a really bad time. And I always just hear it kind of from Lance's side and the production side. You know, he's camera and he has a camera and lighting and audio, and they have a studio. They have all the gear. They rented out F22 Studios in Burbank. That's Lance's studios. That is very that's a very he knows like the behind the scenes in the crew side. But I was listening to Bitch Sesh, I love Bitch Sesh, and Casey and Danielle were talking about this. And as actors and writers, Casey is an actress and Danielle Schneider is a writer. And they both were talking about how bad this industry is right now. And like how little it's paying, how bad it is. I don't know what's going on. And I hope it's kind of like the real estate world where at some point we're going to hit some sort of a bubble and it's going to come back. But I think post-COVID, like everything got screwed. They greenlit so many shows. Then they had so much content. They can't pay for it all. They don't know what to do with anything. No one's watching. Like very few shows are getting huge numbers because there's so many shows. Anyway, I don't know. This is not a business podcast, but that's just kind of what I'm imagining. So, let's move into some other stories. Before we do, I want to shout out Jennifer Aniston. But not just Jennifer Aniston. My hair and this show is sponsored by LOLAVIE. If you guys know, LOLAVIE is Jen Aniston's hair care line. This is a hair care line that she created, obviously, with a team based on her own needs, which is damaged hair, sun-affected hair. Jen Aniston spends a lot of time in Cabo. She swims, she gets the ocean. And there was all this kind of signs of aging and damage on her hair. So she created this new technology known as the B Pro 3. So the LOLAVIE's lineup could deliver on both naturally. Both naturally derived ingredients and high performance results. So LOLAVIE has all of these products that you've seen. And I saw just the other day, Jennifer Aniston on our Instagram was like using this cool hair mask, which is new. I don't even have that. So spending so much time outdoors this summer, your hair does need a rescue. Check out LOLAVIE's products at either Ulta Beauty, but why would you do that? Because you can come on over to LOLAVIE.com and use the code DANA15 for 15% off. That's DANA 15 at LOLAVIE.com. As your loyal listeners, you'll get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use code DANA15 at checkout. Please make sure that you can only use one promo code per order and discounts can't be combined. And after you purchase, they're going to ask you where you found it. And you're going to say Daily Dose of Dana, duh. Okay, you're going to say DDOD. Do you know? If you don't know, can you know? Let's get it together. Thanks, LOLAVIE, for a great week on Daily Dose of Dana. Let's move on to some other stories. Love Island. Love Island had some major, major drama during the reunion. I talked about it very, very briefly yesterday because there was a story that they had just started recording at 11 p.m. They were supposed to start taping at 6 p.m., but apparently there was a big drama between Kayla and Aaron or something along those lines. And I wouldn't be shocked because fuck, Aaron, fuck. So Love Island had the stories that are going around are, this is some of the tea that has come out. This is according to Bravo Breaking News. Filming was supposed to begin at 6 p.m. but didn't start until 11 p.m. due to drama between Aaron and Kayla. Kayla told fans she's single, but she still has her and Aaron as their phone background. Liv appears to have a bruise on her face after filming. I saw a picture of it. It didn't look like a bruise to me. Nicole told fans she and Kendall are still together after being completely MIA. That does not seem like a relationship. Daniela, that was the girl that was from Casa that Aaron was hooking up with and then Rob ended up hooking up with and breaking up with. Daniela posted a TikTok crying about suicide prevention after filming. Ouch. And Sierra, she's also one of the Casa girls, called her NYC trip traumatizing. Now, I imagine they're going to put something great together, but it does sound like a little bit of drama. It does sound like there was a lot going on. And Joe says it's not because Rachel Leviss made a cameo during Love Island reunion taping, right? LOL. Can you imagine? Hi, Ariana. I think this is the time that we have to talk. That would be really crazy. Okay. Another story that's so random. Oh, actually, we can bring this up while we're on the topic. Kane from Love Island. Kane was one of the what did they call the guys that came in during Casa? I don't know what they're called. They're just like the villa guys. The 5 guys that they brought in that were all like really ridiculous. I was not a fan of really any of them. Love Island USA star Kane Bacon. He was the guy that was like all tatted up. Liv chose him. They had no connection. He ended up hooking up with like Sierra for a second and then was out. He claims he's been canceled from the reunion over the clash with producers. He has announced on social media that he's been canceled, and he was intended originally to go to New York City for the reunion, but he was disinvited. He also called out a producer named Kelly over something she allegedly said. To say they had it in me from the start, who knows, he said, before expressing he's near a mental health breaking point. If I effing see too many more things, one more effing article against me, one more producer comment, blah, 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 F all this NDA bull S, threatened Bacon. He's going to keep quiet about the details for now out of respect for other people's mental health, et cetera, et cetera. And then he did eventually, oh no, he also had a video that has since been deleted that he posted using racially insensitive language at a Korean restaurant. I have no idea even what he said. I have not seen the video, but it says Bacon has since apologized in another video. I would have never posted this video if I knew the offense it would have caused. The offense it would have caused. I don't think that's how you say it. I've even Googled certain things, he said, and I've actually studied it. What I will say is I've realized in that situation why certain people have taken offense. So for the people who are genuinely offended, I apologize. Okay? I'm sorry. Sorry. Surprise. If you know me or the people who have followed me for a long time know I love all people and I'm nothing like that. I hated Kane from the beginning. I don't know about you guys on the Love Island train. None of those guys that they brought into the villa were great, but he is actually I really disliked his personality and his energy on that show, and I'm okay with never seeing him again. Let's move on. This is a really random story. Ben Affleck's cousin is on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Yes, I am not joking. Ben Affleck, poor guy, cannot just, stay out of the limelight for 1 minute. Number one, you marry Jennifer Lopez, and number two, your cousin decides to go on a Hulu show about Mormons. I mean, so according to Page 6, Zach Affleck. Can someone say Zach Affleck? Ben Affleck's first cousin once removed. What does that mean when you're a first cousin once removed? First cousin, we all know what first cousin is. That's like your mom or your dad's sibling's daughter or son. What is once removed? You guys help me. Is that like one generation below? Will make his reality TV debut on Hulu's new series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. He will appear on the show with his TikTok famous wife. Did you guys know this? That he has a TikTok famous wife, Jen Affleck? Yep. There's another Jen Affleck in town. If you are an Affleck, you only can marry Jens. That's the rule. Jen Garner, J-Lo, and now this Jen Affleck, who boasts over 1 million followers on the video sharing app. Here we go. Zach's father is the first cousin of Ben and his brother. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. It's the next generation. So my mom's cousin and I are first cousins once removed. Got it. Interesting. I can't wait to see the show. But seriously, Ben, he's like, now my Mormon family's on TV. Why did I choose this business? Ben, he's always unhappy in life. I think that's pretty. I think everyone pretty much knows. The only time Ben Affleck is happy is when he's got a Dunkin' Donuts and no women by his side. I'm telling you, he's like a recluse. Okay, a little update on Matthew Perry. We have to talk about it, and then we'll get into Real Housewives of OC. But Matthew Perry. Such a crazy, sad story. This whole thing, and I talked about this with Lance in bed last night. We were just chatting about, the whole case and everything. And I seriously still feel bad for that assistant. I do. I still feel really bad for that assistant. But, this is the way it works. You have to hold people responsible when they're involved in things that are illegal or that are, that lead to the death of someone. So this is just honestly what happens. And when you sign up to be someone's assistant, you still have to have like the idea of right or wrong. It's very possible that his assistant really had no idea that he was even injecting anything that was like going to kill him. Now, according to this article on page 6, it says Matthew Perry was spiraling out of control with his addiction before ketamine death, said the arrested doctor. Despite previous claims that he had been sober for years, law enforcement revealed on Thursday in a press conference that investigators discovered Matthew Perry had relapsed by last fall. Mr. Perry fell back into addiction, and these defendants took advantage to profit for themselves. Estrada added that as a medical doctor, Dr. Salvador Plasencia, that was the doctor in Santa Monica that was part of the ring, knew full well the danger of what he was doing when he gave Perry more ketamine than he needed. In fact, on one occasion, he injected Mr. Perry with ketamine, and he saw Mr. Perry freeze up and his blood pressure spike. Despite that, he left 2 additional vials of ketamine for defendant Iwamasa, that's Kenneth, the assistant, to administer to Mr. Perry. I'm sorry, Kenny. They call him Kenny. It was Kenneth yesterday. Kenny Iwamasa was Perry's longtime personal assistant who worked for him for over 25 years. Think about what he knows. Think about what he's gone through with Matthew Perry, all of the different addictions. He administered the final dose that ultimately killed Matthew Perry. However, Plasencia, along with ketamine queen Jasveen Sangha, a street dealer who illegally sold the controlled substance, are the lead co-defendants in the case. They were each charged with 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine, and they all have all these other counts based on possession and maintaining drug-involved premises, etc. They faced up to 10 years, up to 20 years for one of them. They both pled not guilty on Thursday, and their trials are set for October. Wow. Have you guys seen pictures of the ketamine queen? Ketamine queen is like this like young beauty. That's not what I expected. That is the ketamine queen. This is going to be an incredible documentary on the ketamine queen. Like, I need to know more about her. Now, this is really, I mentioned this very briefly yesterday, but let's go into the details. That Estrada, who is the U.S. attorney, said that evidence law enforcement obtained showed just how aware Plasencia, the doctor, was of his misdeeds. He allegedly once sent a shocking text referring to Perry that read, "I wonder how much this moron will pay." And he continued to offer the ketamine. The U.S. attorney claimed the ketamine queen sold Matthew Perry approximately 50 vials for $11,000 of cash in 2 weeks. Ugh, okay. Very, very sad. Now, meanwhile, while that is happening, Matthew Perry's stepfather, Keith Morrison, which still shocks me. Like, I still can't really put it together that Keith Morrison is Matthew Perry's stepdad. Like, it's crazy to me. But he breaks his silence on the arrest of the people that are involved in this. He spoke, well, this is according to Daily Mail. It says that he's grateful. He's from Dateline, by the way, Keith Morrison. He's grateful for the investigation into the death. He feels, obviously, he says, "We were and still are heartbroken by Matthew's death, but it has helped to know law enforcement has taken his case very seriously. We look forward to justice taking its course, and we're grateful for the exceptional work of the multiple agencies whose agents investigated Matthew's death. We're hoping unscrupulous supplies of dangerous drugs will get the message." And I am too. I am really too. Very, very sad. Okay. Let's move on. Is there any other stories that I wanted to talk about today other than this? No, let's get into OC, you guys. Let's get into OC. OC is oh so good. Don't you guys agree it's like one of the better seasons? Maybe we're just like so in need of good TV that we're like, we'll take it. Whatever you give us, we'll take. Real Housewives of OC is great. Last night's episode was giving Jersey, and I'll tell you why. Yes. I meant to say this earlier before I get into OC. Ray is saying in the comments about how there's a Netflix docuseries called American Murder, and it's about the Lacey and Scott Peterson trial and that whole crime. I will definitely be watching this. I know he speaks in it. I'm going to try to watch it this weekend, although it's Lance's birthday weekend, so it may be a little bit difficult, but that is a great documentary. Leave your documentary suggestions either in the Facebook group, join our Facebook group, Daily Dose of Donna, or over here. I'm very excited about all of those documentaries. Now, back to OC. OC is giving Jersey for the reason that I do feel like we have room 1 and room 2 again, right? It's giving a little bit more of that team Teresa, team Melissa, but instead we have team Shannon and team Tamra, really. And the whole episode leading up to these 2 girls' trips that were taken were just different groups of the girls shopping or like sitting at a beach talking, right? So we have Tamra, this is the day after, apparently, according to, what production wants us to believe. This is the day after this crazy dinner that Gina had at this nice restaurant where Tamra yelled at Shannon across the room, "You're an alcoholic." And Alexis Bellino had all the receipts of, all the money that Shannon owes John. And it's just like, it didn't go well. And then, Emily was yelling at Jen for being poor. Like it was just a bad one. So meanwhile, we have, Tamra and Jen sitting on the beach talking all about it. We have Heather and Emily at like shopping and doing something else. And then we have Shannon, Gina, and Katie in another boutique. And they're all like talking about different girls' trips that they're planning. Gina is selling former housewives Elizabeth Vargas's La Quinta home, which is bananas nice. I mean, that house is crazy nice. Gina's selling the house. So she's setting it up for everyone to come to the house, or her part of the group, to La Quinta on a little girls trip. So who ends up going on that one? We have Heather, we have Gina, we have Emily, and we have Shannon. And then on room 2, we have Tamra, Jen Padranti, Katie, and Alexis Bellino. No. Who has the different, like, which room are you guys choosing? Which trip are you choosing? I'm curious. Trip 1 is to La Quinta with those girls, and trip 2 is to Big Bear with those girls. Da na 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 na. I'll tell you this. I can't choose either, but I would choose La Quinta in this case. I can't stand Alexis Bellino to the point where I wanted to, and it feels like no one can stand her, honestly, but they're just keeping her around. It's so ridiculous. Okay. Now we have all these like side issues. Obviously, the main issue here is Tamra and Shannon. They don't get along. Tres Amigos is no longer. Big fighting over there. It's done. So obviously they're going to be separated. Emily and Gina don't really do anything without each other. And Heather Dubrow can't stand Katie because of this paparazzi rumor. And so she's going to stick, obviously, in the other group. Alexis Bellino and Shannon can't be in the same room either. So she's going to be with Tamra. Katie is kind of random that she went over there, but it does make sense because she doesn't get along with Heather. I mean, it really is 2 shows. It's kind of crazy. That being said, we have a little like paparazzi story about Heather, Katie, Gina, who told when did you say it? When did you? That is so hard for my brain to understand the timeline. So if anyone wants to very clearly state the timeline of the he said, she said, what I'm getting from what I'm watching is that Katie told Gina about this paparazzi situation, that she had proof that Heather called the paparazzi. Gina apparently went to Katie and said, do not say anything, like squash it basically. And Gina says that she told Katie that like immediately, 10 minutes later. Katie said she didn't tell me it until weeks later. And at that point, I was already telling other people. Now, Gina kind of told Katie at that golf event, you have to tell Heather, because if you don't tell Heather, I'm going to tell Heather. And Katie was like, well, then I'll go tell Heather. And she went and told Heather, I know this rumor about you. And Gina was like, huh? What? I'm Team Heather on this one. Gina is not looking great this season. She's looking mean. She seems like she's talking shit about a lot of these girls. It does seem like she's setting Katie up. She's talking crap about Emily, which Emily found out about in the episode last night. Heather's not loving her. She was a bitch to Jen Pedranti. I'm not really loving Gina this season. I feel like she's like trying to stir the pot too much, but it's feeling a little bit out of character for her. Emily, on the other hand, is also getting a lot of heat for being so tough on Jen Pedranti and being tough on everyone. And they're kind of saying like, oh, looks like you're hanging out with Tamara too much, that you're turning into, a little bit of a bitch. I think Emily's always been this way. I don't think Emily is any different than she's ever been on the show. Emily, to me, is the only one that feels natural on the show. Jen is still getting a lot of crap about her Rolex. I don't like to kick people when they're down. Obviously, she has a financial thing and we got to just move on. But when Heather was talking to Gina about the paparazzi and saying like, my kids were affected by this, I wanted to jump. Okay. I wanted to jump ship. I wanted to run away. Like I was choosing La Quinta until that moment. Heather Dubrow. Fancy Pants is great, right? She's got moments, right? We like her, fine, okay, whatever. The fact that she actually can say with a straight face that a rumor that she and their kid's dad called paparazzi to take pictures of them at Disneyland. And this is what her daughter with anxiety across the country, Max, in college, is getting people coming up to her from different people that she's strangers. It's giving her anxiety. Your mom is on a reality TV show. Heather Dubrow has been involved in way crazier stuff on the show. This is what's giving your daughter anxiety? This? The dad and mom called paparazzi? Wait, hold on. Why is calling paparazzi the end of the world for Heather? Why is this like this? I can be called cheap. I can be called a liar. I can be called ugly. I can be called poor, but I can't be called someone that calls paparazzi. She didn't actually say that, but I do actually believe that she feels that way. Like it's basically like saying, do you shop at Marshall's to her? Like she can't. I call paparazzi. It needs to, like what? Like what? Do you like how she also said when they were packing for the trip that everyone's on Ozempic? It's just like a known thing that the whole crew is on Ozempic, the whole cast. Also, what's up with Heather and hot dogs? Is she coming out with her own line of Franks, Heather's Franks, Heather's Kosher Franks, Dubrows dogs? Kind of seems to be a thing. It's kind of like in every scene that Heather is in, she's talking about a damn hot dog. Do you find that a little odd? I love a hot dog, she says in her penthouse. I love a hot dog. It's what normies eat. I love a hot dog. It makes me feel like the world. I want you to relate to me. I eat hot dogs just like you. I'll still never forget when Jeff Lewis and Beverly D'Angelo and Shannon were at the retreat or whatever, We Cares, for that episode, and Beverly D'Angelo was like tripping out in shock that Shannon put ketchup on her hot dog. And I have never in my life heard anything more normal. Like a ketchup is to hot dog the way that butter is to bread. The ketchup is like the most natural first topping. I feel like that goes on a hot dog. A lot of people like mustard, but ketchup is the thing for a hot dog. No, am I the drama? Heather Dubrow's like tagline should be like, I've got money. I'm very demure, very cutesy, very mindful, and rich. Which drives me crazy. So let's think about what other stories happened. Okay, we got to get into Alexis Bellino disgusting vomit over the foot moment. I cannot believe they aired that. I cannot believe we watched Tamara lick Alexis Bellino's feet like that. There are people out there that got turned on from that because of foot fetishes. Like there is 100% someone out there that has paused that and has rewatched it 46 times. And you know what they're doing. They're definitely not eating hot dogs, you know? Oh my God, I wanted to die. Wanted to die. Okay, wait. I'm the wrong one here. You guys all hate ketchup? Kimberly hates ketchup. Val says mustard only. Suki says unsubscribing. No ketchup on hot dogs. Brianna says, oh no, you never put ketchup on a hot dog. Jean says a Carolina dog, mustard, slaw, chili, and onions. Oh no. I am the drama. And I'm rich. Just kidding. Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I didn't realize it was going to be so polarizing. Should we go back to talking about Jeff Lewis and Heather McDonald? It feels a lot calmer than this ketchup mustard conversation. Concerned. Okay. We had, Tamara, there was a lot of talk about Johnny J in this episode. A lot. I find it nauseating. There's nothing that will make me like Alexis Bellino. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't get it. She drives me nuts. Her face annoys me. Her personality annoys me. Her interviews annoy me. Her body, I mean, it all annoys me. Talking about Johnny J so much, saying no one has loved me the way he has. When my mom died, no one was there for me except him. Seems weird. Like, where are you? What was your life before Johnny J? What was your life before Johnny J? You know? Val says we don't need to know about Johnny J's hot dog. Ever. If the fact that Fun Lexi thinks that Johnny J is a prize is shocking. But how gross to talk about him in that way, about all their sex and about the pee and about this and about that. Like, ew. What would you rather? Ketchup on your hot dog or a up close and personal hangout with Johnny J's hot dog? Huh? What would you rather? The comments about ketchup and mustard are still very intense. Very intense. You know, you guys will just fight over everything. We FaceTime John, EJ. We FaceTime Johnny J. We had to do that. And Tamara had to be like, hey, John, you look great. You look so good. Tamara's really driving me nuts in this season. Sorry. I love you, Tamara. Can't stand this season of Tamara. I really don't like it. You look great. You look like you've lost a lot of weight. Yeah, like 150 pounds. I mean, what the hell? Why is she so mean about this? I understand. She said, I only get really upset and I go really hard when I care. She said that to Jen Pedranti. There is not one part of me that thinks she actually cares. If you care, you don't do it this way. There's so many better ways to get your point across than loudly across a table yelling at someone, especially about such a sensitive subject, about an addiction. It's just so crazy to see. Now, she was on, Tamara was on Watch What Happens Live, and a lot of clips came out about it. So I can definitely pull those up. But I just saw something right before the show started. I want to try to see if I can find it. She was interviewed on Page Six's, like, at Reality or whatever, one of those podcasts. And she's talking about these videos. So at the end of the episode, Alexa says, Johnny J has such incriminating videos of Shannon. that once these videos come out, like it will ruin her family. It will, you'll never look at her again. I keep trying to think, how bad could it be? Because you would think it would be that she's drunk driving, just say. But we already know she did that. Is it her hitting him? Is it her like throwing things around the house, like drunk? What are these videos? But this is what Tamara had to say about it today on page6.com.
Could see them if I want to. I have not seen them. They're actually ring footage cameras from John's house, inside and out. Security cameras inside, ring cameras outside, from months and months and months, not just from the day of the DUI. From what I've heard, now I haven't seen them, they're extremely damaging to Shannon. Extremely. She does some things in there that are not good.
And from you saying it being months and months and months, it seems like evidence that this wasn't a one-time situation.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Alexis has said over and over, I don't think it'd be a good thing for any of these videos to come out because it can affect her children and things like that. But with John, I feel like, Shannon would drink and then call us up and say horrible things about John, but then the next day would deny them. So when you're constantly doing that, like I've never had a bad experience with John. I think Gina's the only one that had kind of a bad experience with him when you're filming. And it was only because he was sticking up for Shannon.
Right.
Not saying it was right, but he was sticking up for Shannon. And so I go off of what I know and what I see. And he's always been nothing but a gentleman to me. Eddie likes him. He's always been nice to Shannon.
He's such a great guy.
Always.
Yeah.
It was 99% her always picking fights with him.
Yeah.
And it was when she was drinking. She told me that.
It's so messed up. It's really taking someone when they're already down and kicking them harder. It's like opening a wound and pouring that lemon and salt in it. I don't understand the thinking behind it. It drives me. It actually really makes me so sad. Can you imagine if the video of the ring footage is just like Shannon doing like the Macarena? It's so damaging. She's really a bad dancer. Can you imagine the video is really just her like twerking or like trying to do the Running Man? I mean, what is it? Like, how bad can it be? But now our brains are going like to the worst, right? When you hear this video is so bad that it can ruin someone's life, that it can ruin their family, that it can ruin everything about them. And then you don't show the video, guess what? Now the video is probably better than what we can imagine that the video is. So they're hurting her just as bad, if not more, by not releasing the video. The whole thing sucks. I don't like it. I know Shannon was on Shenanigans, that's Sheena Shea's podcast yesterday. And I saw a clip of it where she said there's no future with Tamara and I. So that being said, like if there's no future with Tamara and Shannon, now we're back to Jersey. Then it's Real Houses in New Jersey. They can never spend time together. They're that angry with each other. How can Shannon ever really trust Tamara even in a social setting now? So now we're going to have Team Melissa, Team Teresa again. We're going to have Team Tamara and Team Shannon. Like, I don't like it. This is not, you're supposed to get in silly fights about paparazzi and then make up over a girls' weekend. This is bad. This is very, very bad. I don't like it. Anyway, Shannon has effed up multiple times. And I really do feel for her because I think that she struggles. I think she definitely has some like stuff going on there. But I feel for her. I am definitely Team Shannon this season. I don't know how you cannot be Team Shannon on this season, specifically with the bringing in of Alexis and then the way Tamara's acting. I don't know how you can at all be on anyone else's side. The only person that's on Team Tamara here is probably Teddy Mellencamp. I'm going to have to listen to the podcast. Oh, it makes me sad. But you know what doesn't make me sad? You guys. And here we are, another Friday, a beautiful Friday that I got to spend with you. And honestly, there's nothing that puts me more in a mood for a weekend than a Doser Friday. I am so grateful for every single one of you. If I don't say it enough, just know I feel it. I love the Dosers. I love the people that are here, that are active and engaged, that are commenting, liking. Make sure to subscribe. Tell your friends. It's really important for me to continue the success of this podcast. So please leave a 5-star review and rating over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That is huge for the success of this show. And I just love you guys. So thank you so much for being here with me and making my week so enjoyable and supporting me when things get hard, just like I try to do for you guys. So you're the best. You're the best around. No, 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 no. You're the best around. Name the movie. Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Best movie ever. Love you guys. Bye.